your service. Give them a round of applause, please. I think that's important. Come on stage. Your next performance guy's fantastic. You've seen him on Tonight Show. Get up for Raanan Hershberg.
Hello, how are you? So sometimes I like to do jokes about my girlfriend that she finds like too personal. So we have a couple therapists and we came to an agreement. She said that if I want to do a joke about my girlfriend that she finds too personal, I should say it's about an ex, or I should say it's about my mom, because I do a lot of mom jokes. So that's what this next bit is. So I was going down on my mom last night, and this is my mom, this is not my girlfriend. So normally my mom is shaved, right? But this is not my mom, this is my girlfriend. I've been dating my mom for about 3 years. I think what makes me into my mom is that in a weird way, she reminds me of my mom. I think that's a big part of it. Sometimes in bed, I'll call my mom Mommy. Is that weird? It's funny to think, like, my mom called... I'm talking about my real mom now. Let's call her my girlfriend. And, no, my real mom, she calls a lot. It's funny to think about the different reasons your mom calls versus your dad. You know what I mean? Like, if my mom calls, it could be for any fucking reason. It could be, like, a butt dial, wanting to know what a tweet meant, wanting to know what, like, the Netflix password is. And if my dad calls, it means my mom has died. That's the only reason. Do you have a dad like that? Where if they call, you're like, oh my God, what horrible tragedy has befallen. It's funny, my mom is like 78 or something, and I think about that a lot, because she could die at any time. Our time together is very precious. And I really gotta appreciate that, because she could die at any time. What's interesting is that information doesn't ever make me call her. I just skip that and go right to the feeling bad. Sometimes she'll call and I won't answer. I'm like, I'm too sad thinking about how she's gonna die one day. And I feel bad that I didn't call her when I had the chance. So, Trump. Let's talk about Trump. Trump's a hard person to beat. The election's coming up. Trump is a very hard person to beat, and I think it's because he has a very rare quality, which is that he's a bit of a psycho, but he's also very funny. And that's a rare combination. It is. You don't have a lot of funny, evil people out there. You know, like Hitler was never slinging jokes. That wasn't part. Hitler was never on stage just like Eleanor Roosevelt's a 4. Have you seen her? She's dog shit ugly. She's a dog. I want to fuck her with a 10-foot pole. Jesus Christ. If FDR could move, he'd have left that ugly bitch a long time ago. He's funny, you know? And liberals act like he's not funny. It's gaslighting. He's funny. The other day he called George Stephanopoulos George Slopodopoulos in a tweet. You can't be like, that's not funny. And liberals don't get it. They're like, he's not funny. He makes fun of other people for being unattractive when he's unattractive. That's not funny. Yes, it is. That's what's funny. It's hilarious. He calls other people fat who are less fat than him. They don't even know how to respond. When Biden dropped out, a lot of comedians had like funny takes, but none of those takes were nearly as good as a sincere tweet from my friend who's really into horoscopes, who tweeted this the day Biden dropped out. This is an actual tweet. He tweeted, I cannot believe he dropped out on a full moon. On Capricorn Day, in its 29th degree. And then he said, and I think about this about 12 times a day, he said, and I quote, you can't make this shit up. Can't make it up. What are the odds? That's crazy. What are the odds that something not real happened at the same time as something real? And I don't want to spook you all out, but my balls were itching right when Trump got shot at. I swear to God. I swear to God. You know how people's knees with the rain? That's my balls, this assassination attempts. I swear to God. They're itching right now. He had a third attempt just now. I felt it. It's weird. I sharded 12 minutes before 9/11. I swear to God. People who believe in horoscopes are fucking idiots, aren't they? I mean, I know some of you are probably here, but you're just idiots. Just be religious, you fucking pussies, you know? It's gonna be wrong, have some tradition behind it, you know? I'm glad you all laughed. There's a lot of women in here, so I didn't know how that would go. Because it's mostly women who believe in the horoscope. That's a stereotype, but it's also 100% true. It's women and gay men who believe in the horoscope. There's actually only been one straight man to believe in the zodiac, and he was a serial killer. He was a zodiac killer. I'm not a fan of Joe Rogan, you know? I think he's just like fucking always spreading misinformation. I fucking hate him. I do. The only way I would even remotely consider going on his podcast is if he asked me. Other than that, he can go fuck himself, you know what I mean? So I actually recently did Joe Rogan's podcast. I did a month ago, and yeah, which I did. The joke is that I would do it. The joke is that I'm a hypocrite, and it's funny because it's true. And I did it, and I wanted to check the comments, like when it got posted on YouTube, which you should never check the comments as a comedian, because a nice comment feels good for like a second. A mean comment sticks with you till your deathbed. It's bad. I still remember from 2 years ago, I had a stand-up video, and this comment I think about every day. This was the comment. It just said, big head, no neck, small arms. I will think about that on my deathbed. Yeah, you're laughing, but you're also like, he fucking nailed that shit. You know how upsetting it is to have someone insult you, but also perfectly articulate everything you hate about your body? I was looking in the mirror going, that's fucking it! That beautiful, mean poet! So I checked the comments for the Joe Rogan thing. It was 25% were anti-Semitic, which that's not a surprise. Joe Rogan's a bit of a conspiracy. That guy's liking that too much. And it's not a surprise. Joe Rogan is a bit of a conspiracy theorist, and Jews have always been the glue that holds every conspiracy theory together. That's just part of it. Anytime you explain a conspiracy theory and there's like a hole in it, you're like, what about that? You're just like, oh, well, the Jews. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's true. Like, Jews are like the cement you put into the foundation of every, I don't know manual labor. I'm Jewish, but it's like something. I also, to be honest, and I'd rather you be anti-Semitic than call me fat any day of the week. Because anti-Semitism is just wrong. You know what's not wrong? Big head, no neck, small arms. That's right. Fat is a bigger issue for me. It just is. I didn't lose my virginity at 24 because I was morbidly Jewish all through high school. Yeah. You know, I grew up Jewish in Kentucky, which I don't recommend anyone doing. And I had one anti-Semitic experience, which I'll tell you about. I was 15. I was with my friend who's also Jewish. He had a yarmulke on, and a car drove by. And a woman rolled down the window, and she said, "Hey, Jews, here's a quarter." And she threw a quarter. That's not the funny part. And that person in the back's like, "Fucking comedy gold right there. Put down the pen. You got your punchline." It was fucked up. She threw a quarter. It was fucked up. It was very cruel that she chose a quarter. That was the most fucked up part. Because if she would have chosen a nickel or a dime, I wouldn't have picked it up. But you have to pick up a quarter. It's a fucking quarter. That's not a Jewish thing. That's a human being thing. So why am I? That's a fucking human being thing. So I had to bend down and pick it up. And she saw me while she was driving away, which was the worst part. She looked over and she saw me bend down and just confirm all her anti-Semitic stereotypes. She was like, "Fuck you, Jew," and my response was like, "Money, money, money! Give me more quarters! If I was a rich man, hey!" Wow, I really nailed that one. There's a lot of, I don't know. There's a lot of injustices in the world. I think hot privilege plays. Got fucking Nelson from The Simpsons in the back here, and yeah, he's fucking laughing though, you know. I think hot privilege is a real problem in society, and no one wants to talk about it. Hot privilege is a big thing. Here's a good example of hot privilege, and we all kind of know this. Like, Do you know how much easier it is for an ugly guy to be considered creepy versus a hot guy? Like, we all know this. For an ugly guy to be considered creepy, all he really has to do is just flirt with a woman. And she'll be like, I feel unsafe. I feel really unsafe right now. He's ugly and thinks he can fuck me? What other delusions does he have? This is really scary. Meanwhile, do you know how hard it is for a hot guy to be considered creepy? You know what lengths he has to go to? He basically has to be Ted fucking Bundy for women to find him creepy. Ted Bundy was a good-looking serial killer, and he had to be a serial killer for women to be like, I'm getting a weird vibe. And that's not even true, really, because you know what? Ted Bundy got married in jail. That's fucking hot privilege. He killed 30 people, and still some women were like, he's a bad boy. All right, I'm gonna end on these 2 quick Hitler jokes and then get out of here. I'll be out of here. So I was reading a book about Hitler recently that said a couple historians believe that Hitler might have been a quarter Jewish. When I read that, I was like, God damn. They really do blame everything on the Jews, don't they? So Hitler joke number 2. This is a fact about Hitler. You can look it up. Hitler got prescribed speed every day by a doctor. That's a fact. Which I believe is the greatest argument against Adderall. Not everyone should be focused on their goals. Sometimes you just gotta let people have ADD, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, someone asked for Adderall, maybe look at their to-do list first, you know? See their plans. The world would have been better for everyone if Hitler was like, I want to kill all the... What's that shiny thing over there? Oh, you know what? It's a quarter. You gotta pick up a quarter. All right, thank you. That's my time. Have a great night.
That is Raanan Hershberg! Guys, this is a fucking amazing show. We got more show. What do you think? Team, next performer, she is fantastic. She's appeared on Comedy Central. She's appeared on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.